Hey everybody, I'm back with another uh, just chatting, uh, like a general topic I've been thinking about a few days now after my review of Zack Snyder's 300. And I'm curious to know, what are you guys' favorite movie couples of all time? Because it's something I've been toying around with for the longest time because a little inside tip. I like, I mean, of course, if you've been following the channel quite some time, I like, checking out those holiday Christmas Hallmark movie rom coms. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure tradition of mine. And mostly, I really like the, um, uh, to suss out how well the couples in those films operate because they tend to run on a very generic one note kind of progression usually, or at least follow a particular pathway. They can like swerve here and there, but they still got to follow like a particular trajectory. But every so often I would come across, like, oh, they're playing these couples a little bit more intelligently than what you typically would see. Then, like, I decide, okay, let me break down at least my top favorite movie couples that I've witnessed. And so, I mean, there's one Christmas one, like, one of my earliest Christmas movie reviews that I did, uh, that I didn't put on the list, but I thought that was, they was handled very intelligently. But I didn't put on the list, so I can't uh, remember which one that was. Yeah, I should have put on the list. I just now recall that, but it's fine. But I want to start off with uh, Adam and Barbara from Beetlejuice. Now, before we get into it, please like and subscribe, smash that like button, leave a comment below, and follow me in the links in the description uh, if you enjoy this content. Now, Adam and Barbara are they just love each other. Now, I'm not sure if they were like newlyweds, but it seems like they've been together for quite some time to the point where they actually have like a neighbor that's like close to them. Uh, from how the movie began, they're very attentive with each other. They, they seem so in sync with each other. Uh, like when he's going out to go, get like a celebrate an anniversary, they, you know, give each other gifts that's meaningful for the other person. They ain't no generic, oh, I'll give you like a diamond necklace and or here's a watch. No, I'm giving my husband this little figurine for his little model set. I've given my wife, I think it was some kind of blueprint for like a remodel or something he gave her that's very personalized. That was like a mark of a true like couple in love that are so in tune with each other. They give each other where it seems on the outside looking in very oddball gifts, but from the inside on out, there's meaning behind it. And the point they're working as a team to get people out of their own house. They working together to stop Beetlejuice from, taking away Lydia. They are, they work in tandem with each other, and nobody has to like go out to save the other. They are just a unit, and that's like a key thing for like a proper couple. They work as a unit. Nobody's putting each other down to raise the other up. That's why I love Barb and Adam. They're just top notch. Next, Deadpool and Vanessa. And just right away they just smitten with each other. Where it's like she is just like you ever meet a person that seems like you're just like there with each other, and that's how it was with them when they just first laid eyes on each other. And she just as you know chatty and just uh, belligerent and hilarious as he is, and just right off the bat when she just like squeezed the you know cojones of that biker dude. And right as he was about to like stand up for her, she just came out of the gate like, you know, you know, watch where you put your hands, fat Gandalf, and it just made this dude apologize. And then like he asked her out, they went out to skee ball, and the fact that gave her like in the second film, gave her the one of the token coins from their first date, which was the skee ball thing, and was like once again very meaningful gifts. And like they just the banter with each other is so on point where they's like try to one up each other in terms of tragic backstory, and you don't know how much of it is true and the other is just hyperbole, but it's just hilarious and you just love these two immediately together. And the fact that they spend the whole entire year with each other banging each other on holidays, and he just admits that he loves her on Thanksgiving, no less. Uh, and he was ready to propose with her with a freaking lolly with a ring pop. It's just like God. It's so hilarious, but so genuine. But when he was like diagnosed with cancer, all that whole facade with the banter is just completely just drops, where it's just like immediately she's like telling the doctor, my uncle was diagnosed with this, he went through this particular treatment, and just immediately going through all these avenues, because she didn't like break down or anything like that. She immediately went like, this is my man, I'm gonna do whatever I can to say. It was like, and she was laser focused, and it's like, and he just looks over it and stunned like, I love this woman. You can tell just by the eyes, and in his mind he's thinking about just trying to recall like every bits of her facial features just to hold on to that memory, because he's pretty much immediately kind of giving up on life, but she is not giving up because she loves this man that much. And it's like that, and this was like a true love story when that movie came out on Valentine's Day, and it's so charming in that way. And I immediately love this couple. It's one of my favorite couples in movie history. Honestly, the fact that she just like most girls, in these movies like this, will like break down in tears or wallow, or she is just like above all that. She of course is sad in the fact that she doesn't want him to give up. She give him all these little brochures of all these treatment facilities, and convincing his friend Weasel to like drink all these particular like health smoothie stuff to build up his immune system. She's going all these avenues for him, and not in an obnoxious way, because you can tell just by the action that she loves this man, and that is genuine couple energy. And he going out of his way to try to fix himself just so she wanted to live with him looking like a Freddy Krueger reject. But the fact that she loved him despite any of that stuff, because like even after like she finally sees him with the face and everything like that, she still loves him, and it's so charming. It's like a charming couple, and one of my favorites, honestly. And that's what like a lot of people want, like a significant other who would go out their way unprompted for each other, especially when it comes to a guy looking for a girl, like a real down chick that it's like I'm locked in for this man, I'm going out my way for this man, And this dude, and guys read that. We pick that up. Whereas like a girl go out there wait for a dude for unprompted, just know intuitively. It's like she has your, you know, uh when you're about to go for work and she already like hand you some lunch, or you look in your bag and you find like a bag of lunch. She made you lunch without unprompted. It's something akin to that where she's thinking of you. And that's just like it warms the soul. A guy just picks up on that, and like a decent guy would know like, oh, I need to lock this girl down because like no girls would ever do that for me, kind of thing. So love this couple. Next one, I'm not sure anybody watched this film, but I did like a movie review. One of my earliest movies reviews was Destination Wedding. I think I did for like the February movie month, where these two meet up at a destination wedding of this Frank and Lindsay from Destination Wedding. Keanu Reeves' character Frank, his brother is getting married to a woman, and the but the brother used to be with Lindsay, and she gets an invite, but she chose to go out of like the idea of closure. They end up running each other in kind of like a hilarious meet cute kind of thing where he just kind of being like a bit of an ass, but it's because he's Keanu Reeves, he's charming, no matter what. And it's just like the airport scene is hilarious. I wish I saw it in theaters. It's really, really funny. But it's directed by one of the writers from Mad Men. And it's played like one of the most, as I mentioned in my review of this film, which you can check out on my YouTube channel, they are a little cynical and they don't buy into the whole like someone for everybody, or the whole soulmates, blah 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 blah. It's like that's such hallmark, hogwash. But what is impressive to me is it's like this particular rom-com is more focused on these two individuals at this destination wedding. There's no meeting you see like the other residents of the wedding at the reception and everything like that, like the parents and whatnot, but you don't interact with them. There's no like, because they give a little backstory about like Frank's father trying to shoot him and stuff like that. There's no reconciliation or like like the groom and the bride on camera. They talk off camera, but we don't get none of that. We're not even concerned about them. It doesn't even matter. The hyper focus is on these two and their thoughts on relationships and weddings and like closure when a relationship ends. All that other stuff is very interesting, where Frank is like they eventually hook up, but Frank considers this like, no, this is like a brief respite between the monotonous of life kind of thing. But she's starting to see, part of her rationally doesn't believe it, but she want to hold on to that little smidgen of hope that relationships do work out and love is like a very real thing and it should be preserved. And in the end, as they're about to part ways, because you see that Frank, despite his rhetoric, it's just, you can, it's show don't tell kind of thing, where she's hopping the cab, giving the cabbie the directions to her house, and he just immediately just jumps in, kind of like very protective state, where it's like, hey, what you doing? Don't tell him your exact address. Because it's like, he cares. He really do cares, despite all the noise he made. But she then makes this, and it's always hung on to this line because it's very cool and very cute, where he's kind of holding up the line as he's staring in her eyes, and she mentions like, Frank, there's other people behind us, and he just says, are there? Because he only sees her. And later on, he just shows up at her house, and the movie ends with them just. I can't even remember if he says something to her. I think he says something to her. No, no, no. But it's just the movie ends with like a little happy little do 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 and kind of note as she kind of smiles back at him, where it's showing that like a bond is formed despite their beliefs and rationale of you know love and relationships and how like it's hogwash and looking upon their past relationships and the relationship with others, how it turns out is all corny and ridiculous. They still, despite all that, going to make this work, kind of thing. I thought this was very good. If you haven't already, please check out Destination Wedding. It's on Amazon Prime for free. I think it's still for free. You can check it out because it's very good. I really love this film. Like I said, 300. Leonidas and Gargo. And I love this couple because he is the king of the Spartans. She held it down while he's off fighting the war, and he looks to her for counsel despite anybody else. He looks to her as counsel because she has dealings with the political landscape of Sparta, but despite it all, she is a wife, and she knows that the importance of what he brings to the table in this land and the importance of his people, the importance that he has to his people and to their son. So while he's dealing with all that, she's holding the fort back home to make sure, because she's not a meek little queen that doesn't get her hands dirty. She takes out a traitorous, idiot back home and rallies, all Sparta to send more troops to help Leonidas take down Xerxes. Despite her losing her husband in this fight against the Persian army, she, pulls her weight and she is like steps up to the plate, inspired by her husband, because she looks to him in awe, in respect, in love, and that's what a lot of guys would want in a woman like Gargo. The fact that he handled his business as a man, as a leader of not just of the country, but as a family man. He want to make sure, like, he goes out despite him possibly losing his life. He refuses to like back down because he refused to have his wife and child enslaved. So that is just inspiration to her, to want to do her best to hold down the fort for him in his name, in respect, in what he brings and what he aspires in Sparta. And that is just something he, is that kind of passion inspires him to want to fight even more, because he's doing all this, not just for Sparta but for her, because he doesn't even have to. He's a stoic figure. He doesn't need to be all emotional or tearful or anything like that crap. He's like, I have a duty, but above all that, I'm doing this for my wife and my child, and I refuse to let them be enslaved, and I will lay down my life for them. And that is just like this is an awesome couple. I love this couple. This is a very good couple. Evelyn and Rick O'Connell from the Mummy films. Now, right away, at least in the first two films, their relationship has blossomed into something beautiful. Honestly, Rick is just like a swashbuckling adventurer from the French Foreign Legion who stumbles upon this whole, map to the city of the dead kind of thing, and Evelyn and her brother finds him, and she goes out of her way to make sure, she rescues him from capture, because he's about to be hanged. Little known fact, Brandon Fraser actually nearly died on set from this scene because he actually went to the hanging to look real, so They didn't want to do no edit or using some kind of stunt double or whatever. He actually did that, and he uh, nearly suffocated. They had to resuscitate him on set. So he really died, while filming this. But this already speaks to the ultimate respect we have for him and his love for the craft of acting. Brendan Fraser is phenomenal on the highest degree. And I think he said he would have been down. He would be down for another Mummy film. And it's like, God, can you recapture it? I don't know, because there's some people in Hollywood end up mucking it up somehow. But the relationship just bloomed because she's kind of like a nerdy archaeologist and librarian who wants to find the City of the Dead and everything like that, and she's already smitten with him after that little kiss he snuck up on her, and he's smitten with her because he just like she's saved his life, but she is all charming in the right ways because they complement each other. While he's all action, she's very studious, and both lend a hand where each other lacks, because he's not that very knowledgeable like that in the same way, and she's not very strong in the same way, but they both complement each other where each other falters. The fact that when they get off have to escape from that burning boat, and they went to the location, he hands her a toolkit that she lost in the boat, and he went on his way to give her a brand new toolkit to dig with. And it's just so sweet. He, despite his gruffness, he was thoughtful of her. And the fact that on the boat where it's like this gunfire and somebody shooting through the walls, and she kind of just pulls him away before like a shot nearly take his head off. It's just like she comes in at the clutch when she needs to be, where she's not hiding and cowering everywhere, but she puts herself in where needs be. It only heightens in the sequel where she learns how to fight from him, so where it makes sense, where now she's more of a badass, where he doesn't always need to come in to save her. He kind of does when the situation calls for it, but she can handle herself now, where it because it would have made no sense where she can't still fight despite having like a soldier for a husband. But this couple is such complementary to each other, and you buy their love right at least partway through, like getting into the second act. Like, you buy their relationship. Man, it's just, they make an awesome couple. And finally, Shrek and Fiona, where this is all about loving somebody despite who they are or what they look like. It's just like, Shrek fell in love with Fiona despite her at first not looking like an ogre, because spoiler alert, she's kind of like an ogre, but with the guise of a human. But they, all throughout the Shrek film series, it's just the escalation of their relationship from budding romance to being husband and wife, meeting the in-laws, having children, living together, all the other stuff. Even with the Christmas special, and Shrek learning how to be a father and enjoying even the monotonous of day-to-day fatherhood and husbandhood. It's just, they built this relationship like a realistic relationship where you got ups and downs. There's no, the happy ever after cliche. You actually see him going through it, like most guys would probably go through, where it's like, you know, crying babies and like, like, you know, birthday parties and you're having guests over and everybody's being annoying. He just want to relax and have like a drink for a minute, blah 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 blah. But it's just like, despite the monotony of being like a father and a husband and everything like that, and it's always work. There's work involved, and despite those minute details being annoying, he wouldn't trade them. He learns he couldn't trade them all at, you know, like he wouldn't trade them any day of the week. He, you know, that those little grueling little moments is what you're gonna remember for the rest of your life, and their love for each other is just so inspirational. You know, for little kids growing up through this film series. So yeah, uh, that is all of the top favorite uh, movie couples of all time, at least for me. But you can leave a comment below. Let me know, what are your favorite movie couples of all time. At least in terms of realism, not no cliche Hallmark movie crap. It's like, this is like how, like, you know, you can see this happening in real life. None of that cliche love at first sight crap. But anyway, I will see you guys in a little bit as I go over the next group of reaction videos of Destiny expansion stories. So stay tuned for that. But after that, I'll see you guys next week for more content down the line. See ya.